Let's go. I ain't gonna let it play again. I just had to save it. All right. Let me get one more.
The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And while the greats master the body, the greatest master the mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. I ain't saved that one, but we got it. Last one.
Do you have a 30-second or less trick people can practice to increase their mental strength?
Oh, that's a very good question. If you're worried about a situation, then write everything down you're worried about. Then cross out the things you can't control and deal with the things you can.
Do you have
Yes, sir. Just in case y'all didn't hear it.
30-second or less trick people can practice to increase their mental strength?
Oh, that's a very good question. If you're worried about a situation, then write everything down you're worried about. Then cross out the things you can't control and deal with the things you can.
Bang.
Do you have a
Bang. Hope y'all heard that. That should have hit the spot. Now, let's see some of. Now we just want to touch and scratch the surface. We're gonna scratch and sniff on this one as far as our growth, because I got a few fun things that I want to kind of pull into the mix too as well, and I don't want to get short on time before I do it. So let's just look at what it is to be immature mentally. All right, mentally immature, so that you know some of these things. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to you now. Just because I say to you I'm mature or I behave mature at this moment doesn't mean that I'm not immature at a different moment. It just means that my seed has not ripened in that area yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stomping and slamming doors still, but still, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Psych to go. They're my people. Turn it down a little bit back.
What would you say to somebody
so
that hasn't
echo.
tried therapy
Just a little
before?
bit.
Just ask yourself if what you're doing in your life right now is worth.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to another video. Psych2Go's mission is to make psychology and mental health more accessible to everyone, and you help us do that, so we want to say thanks. Now, let's begin. Do you know of someone who struggles to communicate their thoughts and control their emotions? These are examples of low emotional maturity, or more broadly, low psychological maturity. According to the APA Dictionary of Psychology, psychological maturity is the ability to effectively deal with the things that come up in life and perform well in biological or social tasks characteristic of a person's age. Here are 5 signs of low emotional maturity. Please note that relating to 1, 2, or even more of these points do not automatically make someone emotionally immature. Number 1, they can't keep their emotions in check. According to Heitler, an emotionally immature person can have inappropriate emotional outbursts. This can present in a number of ways, especially in children. For example, a child throws a tantrum. Upon confrontation, they blame others for their own emotional outbursts, saying things like, "Oh, I acted this way because you made me do it." Do you know someone who's always driven by their emotions? What about someone like Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter? 2, they're usually defensive and manipulative. It is not uncommon for emotionally immature people to be defensive. When they're confronted with a problem, they often insult the other person as an intimidation tactic. We want to point out that there's a huge difference between explaining yourself in order to add perspective and defending yourself just to be right and free of blame. Emotionally immature people are more likely to show defense mechanisms such as projection or denial. As a result, the actions of emotionally immature people may violate others' boundaries. Has there been a time where you felt that someone violated your boundaries? 3.
Now, we ain't just gonna go run down the list completely and beat people down. Let's get a moment to reflect. All right, back to the video.
Deflect. Let's explore the term deflection. People who deflect tend to shy away from important conversations. They tend to display a sort of discomfort when talking about anything that requires a large amount of analysis, introspection, or reflection. For example, they tend to bury anything beneath them that could produce negative emotional consequences, choosing to distract themselves from negative emotions rather than working through them. Or they can be hostile. Sarna and colleagues found that poor emotional regulation played a role in hostility. related to vulnerable narcissism. Do you know of someone who exhibits these characteristics of low psychological maturity? And number 5, they have a strong need for the presence of others. Emotionally immature people often feel uncomfortable spending time on their own.
Wow.
Perhaps because solitude forces people to be alone with their thoughts and emotions. Something that emotionally immature people are not comfortable with. Why might this be? Spending time with others could serve as a distraction for emotionally immature people, to take their minds off of something emotionally taxing that they may wish to bury. It takes a sense of emotional maturity to be introspective and feel your emotions fully. The impact of prolonged emotional immaturity can affect relationships and personal life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Now this one, all throughout the week, I don't know if maybe you're paying attention, but we switched the format of expansion pack over here, and all throughout the week, I break down these videos and I talk a little bit more to
We never hear any stories about people that start in the middle and go straight down, okay? And I went straight down and then down and then down.
I'd like to believe that I could look in the mirror and tell myself I'm great and then I'd feel it. But if you're destroying yourself the other 23 hours and 56 minutes, the self-talk isn't gonna matter. Rich people do not value money the way poor people do. I think a lot of us, if we grew up poor, we believe it takes money to make money. Our parents told us that. Maybe a grandparent or the neighbor or somebody said that to us because that was how they justified not having their breakthrough and getting trapped. They're like, oh, the reason I didn't get out. And we know everybody's got an excuse in their lifetime. Everybody uses them at some point in their lifetime to trap themselves. This idea that it's not true, it's a myth.
What do all these successful people have in common? You know, whether it was the mattress dealer, the car dealer, the furniture dealer, or Elon Musk, they spend money, man. You know, they spend money, they spend a lot of money. And they don't worry about money the way I was worried about it. They use money, you know, they used it. They didn't save it, they didn't hoard money. Mm-hmm. And the greatest companies on this planet today, the ones that have just some of these companies have lost money for 25 years. Look at Amazon.
Yeah.
Reinvest, 1.7 million employees. When I started, I remember I looked at Ernst Young, I said, I have a buddy that worked at Ernst Young. I said, how many employees you got? He's like, 240,000. Wow. And I'm worried about 10 people. What am I thinking? So when I quit studying individuals and started studying people, everything shifted for me. What is this big company doing? Because that also relieved me of being competitive with this guy, Pete, and started saying, okay, I'm gonna go do what Coca-Cola does. That's when I bought the plane.
Right. Really?
Yeah.
How old were you when you bought the plane?
I was 50, maybe 55, the first one. I bought it because I studied what Coca-Cola was doing. They bought planes. I said, why are they buying planes? Oh, then I learned how they write them off. And then I learned how they trade them every 3 years.
That's crazy.
So notice every 3 years, I'm trading a plane. I'm getting rid of it, replacing it with another one. But what are they using it for? They don't use it for pleasure. They're not using it for Instagram photos.
Right.
They're using it to go and set up headquarters in other countries.
Wow.
You know, so that's when I wrote, if you're not first, you're last, because when I started studying these companies, I'm like, Coca-Cola's everywhere. You can't go any place and not see Coca-Cola. I was like this big. I was always thinking about what can I keep? And they were thinking about how many shells can we get on? How many eyeballs can we see? So that's when it all clicked for me.
Rich is not just synonymous with money. Rich is synonymous with living. You know, when I think of money, all money really is energy, and ideally it's energy in movement, and we don't circulate money particularly well in this world or in this country. It gets accumulated, and when things get accumulated, energy stops moving. So one way that we can begin to move money, as an example, is to have it become more meaningful to move it.
If you hoard your money, a few things happen. You get sick, and then you have to pay for the medical bills.
Really?
Yeah, or like your kids do something bad, and then you have to pay for the damage. So money needs outlet. So it's so interesting how money flows. And if you don't let out money energy's outlet, it's gonna get bad. It's like a pond. If there's no flow, the water gets bad. And then the next flow comes in. So here comes money EQ, the trust part. Trust is the hardest part of money EQ. You have to have the trust that once you let go of money, it comes back. So you don't have the trust. That's why you start worrying. That's why you have doubts about yourself.
Life is about an expression of spirit. Life is an expression of itself, and it gets constrained by story. How can I be more artfully expressing who I am fully in a joyous way and accepting life as it comes to me without precondition? That gives me opportunity to really identify who I am.
Your place, your seat, your reserved seat is what I call. A lot of people try to sit on other people's seat, which is wrong because your seat is reserved somewhere else. And if you don't sit on other people's seat, what happens is that you get so depressed, and then you feel so meaningless, you know. So and all that because you cannot really feel life. But once you sit on your seat, you are so deeply connected with your life purpose. Then you start, your magnetism gets turned on.
For most people, what they do is exterior driven. It's driven by what we think others think we should have. It's not what we think we should have. And having a new iPhone, having a new watch, having an increased bank account may give me peripheral satisfaction, but deep emotional meaning is usually not going to be there. We have a poverty of meaning, particularly in the Western world, that is driven by rampant consumerism, thinking that we're going to replace this whole. And if people can stop and think about what's meaningful to them, why am I alive? What can I be doing that will bring inherent meaning to who I am and why I'm here? That makes a big difference.
The first thing I would teach is money is fun. So if your kids know that money is fun, so we used to sit on the dinner table, just say, I have this, say, $10,000 to donate. What do you want to do? You can, help rescue the animals. You can help the environment. You can help the homeless people. What do you want to do? And when we give presents, what would you want to do? So my daughter grew up thinking money can do so many wonders. So if all our kids learned money is a magical wand to make people happy, I think people are more excited about getting the money. So they have no negative ideas about money. Imagine what if all the child have never been scolded for wasting their money. I think we'll be so stress-free, because a lot of worries come from the need for survival, and it's attached to money.
Right.
So once we are free of money stress, I think our life will be so different.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you can teach money is a fun thing, that is a great starter.
Okay, number one, teach them money is fun.
Right. And also, even though your child is growing up with positive attitudes, your friends may not. So they're trying to compete with you of how much they have, allowances, or like, this is my new iPhone something,
yes.
or like, this is my sneakers, or whatever that is. And then people try to manipulate you with emotions. So if you start teaching, you feel bad about money, you feel ashamed of money, you feel guilty about around money, we all feel some emotions.
Yes.
So if you start teaching emotions about around money, I think your kids will be emotionally free.
time. Hey, my mic's been on mute the whole time. Nobody told me because nobody watches. But I will say this. Everything I just said had to do with a computer. You keep a computer, it ain't going away. The people who don't like working on a computer, I'm sorry that you don't like working on a computer. But we need this information processed, and it needs to go through this machine called a computer. So that's all I said. I was on mute for the last couple minutes. It don't matter. Now, hold on, maybe somebody did text me. Nope, nobody texted me. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold up, wait. That's funny. All right, now, for those who don't like working on a computer, like I said, you got to get down with the get down. You got to get with the program at some point. So start slow. Maybe you could play some of those fun games that people like to play on their phones. I like to push people towards those things personally because you're gonna need some form of know-how on how to do all of this. Now, I could jump straight into a video, but I'm not. Hold on, I'm sending out some invites over here. Hold on. What the heck? Computer? Never mind. So, you can get used to it or you cannot get used to it. Today, we're going to be working on a computer. All right, let me send these invites. Let me get all the video to watch on computers. I could have put the future of computers, but I want to put the future of processing. Okay. What is that? The future of extraction and processing. I don't know, maybe this might be above what y'all interested in. But I want to watch that. Alright, let's see this one. Never mind, the production value too high. We want low budget for this answer. Well, for this video. There we go, low budget. Still high budget, but low budget.
I want to start by sharing an observation that I find inspiring. We are all explorers. Every day, businesses are required to explore physical and digital markets using new and constantly evolving technologies. And they must do this with imperfect information and constantly shifting societal, political, and environmental landscapes.
Right.
Exploration can be exhilarating, but also daunting, and even perilous. But there's one trait that all great explorers share. They understand the importance of navigation. Navigation is a skill that requires both data and tools. And the quintessential example of this is the map. However, there's a dilemma. What happens when you need to map something not yet discovered? How does one map the future? This is something we do every day at IBM. Let me show you how we develop technology roadmaps that create new industries and redefine existing technologies. And there is no better example of this than our work in quantum computing. We've been exploring the powers of quantum computing for many years. And in that time, we've charted some amazing territories. In 2020, we published the IBM Quantum Roadmap, illustrating in detail the progress needed to unleash the power of quantum computing for business and science. With that roadmap, we shared our vision through 2023, and it has been an incredible success. But now we're ready to go further, extending this vision through 2025. The road to quantum advantage is being built by increasing scale, quality, and speed for quantum computing. And it all must be integrated to deliver a frictionless experience, which we realize through the Qiskit runtime. Let's start with scale. The roadmap to scale is a story of modularity in both the hardware and the software that controls it. Last year, with our Eagle processor, we were the first to cross the 100-qubit barrier. As impressive as this is, I'm going to tell you how we will build quantum data centers with thousands and even hundreds of thousands of qubits working together. Essentially, how we will build the first quantum-centric supercomputers. This year, we will release Osprey, a 433-qubit quantum processor that breaks new ground in our ability to control and measure quantum information.
This was 4 years ago, yeah.
And next year, we will introduce Condor, the world's first quantum processor with over 1,000 qubits. And if that isn't exciting enough, we will also enable parallelization of quantum computations. This is huge. We will be connecting multiple quantum processors on the same control hardware, each with their own controller, and introducing threaded runtimes. What this means is that Qiskit runtime will be able to split a program into several tasks and automatically distribute them among multiple processors, further increasing the scale of our quantum computations.
Computing. All right, let's see. Hold on, wait.
Move through 2024. We will continue to leverage our expertise in systems and semiconductors to develop truly modular and scalable quantum systems using high bandwidth, high fidelity links. These connected processors will operate like a single large quantum processing unit, scaling to computational spaces unlike anything we've built before. We'll begin with modules of quantum processors connected chip to chip.
Chip to chip.
And here is where our quantum roadmap gets amazing. In 2025, we will introduce longer range quantum communication in a system with over 4,000 qubits. But
so,
the architect...
Now, this was 2022 when this video came out. And I didn't want to go too far down this line. I just wanted to kind of highlight it. This is 2022 in this video. It's been 4 years. So they've done all this. We could research it. You could research it on your own time. We're not going into that. But what I want to show you is the growth, the progression, you know what I'm saying? All of the above. It's not stopping, basically, is what I'm saying to you. And that part is the most important part, because there was a kid in his garage. There was a kid in his house. There was a kid somewhere who's been using computers to process information and to do things, create things, and all of this for a long time. Also probably has some information and knowledge and know-how about processors, about all of this processing of information. So, and computing. So, to see it come to this level, you can obviously say it's a needed. So I want to show y'all some of the things that I do and I have created with some of my computing power. Now, what is your interest? What might you be interested in? I'm not sure, but what I'm usually working on is things for my channel, for my streams, for my interaction with my fans, maybe, and also behind the scenes things that I know, projects that I know I would be able to do later that would bring me some profitability, some reward, basically. So I want to just showcase and highlight some of that. Now, if you don't have one of these, you should get you one of these ASAP. It's a directory. That's what I like to call it. I have a directory, and right now it's hosted in a couple different spots, but that directory allows me direct access to all of the items that I create. Now, if you were some large company like Ubisoft or like Activision or like Rockstar, your directory is massive. I'm talking about filled with so many assets that you can't keep track of it. And those assets are digital. There may be buildings, cars, clothes, people, all of that type of stuff. See, what I'm talking about right now is work on computers. These computers have created these files, these objects, these digital assets inside of themselves. Now, what I mean is that data, yeah, sure, you gonna need like a flash drive, a computer, and all of that good stuff to access it, or the internet, or however. You're gonna need the technology to access it, but it's there, is what I'm saying. Now, do I have that piece of clothes, that person, that building here in reality? Sometimes yes, because if you think about a game like Grand Theft Auto, those actually are made from real buildings, real places. So yeah, they do exist here, but they also exist there as well. And my point in saying all of this is that is massive, and that type of work is not done by sitting there on a paper for 16 hours drawing it and then what, putting it in a file cabinet? No. So I feel, and this is just my opinion, I'm gonna just say this briefly and then move on. I feel we as a collective, not just a certain class of people, race of people, none of that. We as a collective have been pushed away from the computing side of things. Now, the processing of it, you see it happen. So everybody's versatile in all of it. Like your little 5-year-old can edit it, can produce a video right now. Direct, produce, cut a whole video and song. 5 years old. 5 years old can produce their own video, dance, choreography, can upload, download, all these type of scrolling, coding. That's the processing of the information right there. We seeing it happen in front of us. We can do that, but the computing side of it, I start talking some different language when I say some of them words that I be saying on the bits and RAM, and we need a T93 processor for the GPU. Twitch, clip that. So the computing side of it is now I'm not gonna say a mystery to all of us, but it is not what the general public is fully invested into. And you see a lot of things come up out of that world of computing. I just spoke to you about all of the digital assets that exist on servers, places that you ain't never gonna see. Games and versions of them that you ain't never gonna play or get. Code that what? Code? Coding? So, let me show you a few things that I've created. Just some like straight up behind the scenes type work, all right? And I just want to talk to you through a bit of it. Now, this is the web cloud version of my directory right here. If I come in here, I go into my digital resources, and these are the things that you see flashing on the screen. Like over here in the right hand, you can't see my mouse. Over here, you can see the talking. You see the talking on the screen. You see maybe the logo in the corner. All of these things are, if I was to do this right here, you see this little graphic right here. Keep it down, boys. All of these things need to go into my digital resources or my directory where I keep all of these things at. So I can go from my phone, I can go to my tablet, I can go anywhere and I can access this, and I can pull out that picture that I need, or that graphic that I need, or that file that I need, or PDF, whatever it is. So like I said, this one is the web-based version of it. I do have access to these files in different places. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because of what we just talked about. We working on computers, and the work that we doing on the computers needs to be collected, basically. The spill, you gotta get that spill, you know what I'm saying? So let me show y'all just a bit of some of the stuff that I've done for the stuff that you see on the screen. Let's go into the DGTA Twitch. Look at that. Oh, you can't even see that. That's kind of, oh, it's small. So these images were created using, you know, obviously using a tool that's available out there in the world now. But in order for me to have them and keep them, they can't just sit as a file on my phone. They got to go somewhere. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story, a little backstory. I'm going to keep clicking through these as I tell you the story. So back in the day, there's a game called, I actually got it on my wall. Oh, it fell off the wall. It's under this desk. Back in the day, there was a game called Tiger Woods. It still exists now to this day, but I'm talking about the older version. So back in the day, there's a game called Tiger Woods. And on Tiger Woods, you could take the clothes that were actually in the game or like made for the game, and you can make different versions of them. You can color them, you could put you could draw stuff on them, you could do all of that. Now, somewhere along the line, my brother saw that. And he was like, oh, snap. Next thing you know, I woke up. He made a whole shoe. He made the Iversons. Hold on, let me show you what shoe he made. A Allen Iverson shoe. I'm gonna show you the exact shoe he made. He didn't make this one. Not this one. He made this one. He put this shoe with the little I3 in there and everything. He put this shoe in the game on his character, on his player. Now, you know, you can go right now on 2K and you can buy some shoes, and that's already in the game. But them shoes wasn't in the game at all. My brother, he made them and put them in the game. Now imagine having access to that file and being able to repeat that. That right there is a skill. And like I said, we've been pushed away. So, and it's not like we getting pushed away like by some visible force. You get what I'm saying? It's literally happening without us paying attention to it, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this. I can put this on a screen right here, right now. I just made that one. So yeah, we don't necessarily say to ourselves, like I said that, I saw that and was like, yo, that's cool, bruh. Like, yo, can I get that shoe on my player? Hey, you too. I'm gonna say it again. Keep it down. So, but we didn't have a way to capture that at that moment. But you see the value of those things now, and it's only gonna get better. So having a directory, having a catalog of assets and items is not just some kid sitting in the room on a computer all day no more. I remember running out the room. I still do it now. Running up and being like, hey, check this out. Look what I just made. And you know, the response is what the response is. But I can tell you right now, inside of myself internally, I'm going to show y'all another one. Inside of myself internally, I'm like, yo, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This is some of the most amazing stuff I've ever done. Like, look at this. Hold on, I'm going to put it on the big screen. Wish I could loop it. Like, look at this. This is nice. Now, here's the new dilemma. I'm going to show y'all another one. Here's the new dilemma. The only thing that a hater, the only thing a hater would say is, oh, that's just AI. That's AI. You did that, you AI. Hey, we're not worried about that. We're working on computers today. And I want to tell you that our whole world came out of a computer. What I mean is that when you look at the logo for a Coca-Cola can, you look at the logo for a Pepsi can, you look at the logos and the stuff that you see around you, someone processed that information on a computer. Now, this desk came from Amazon, right? That, let's just say we got Joel McNeil, primetime architect out there. You get what I'm saying? He's a man of his craft. He loves what he does. And Joel McNeil wanted to design a desk. So Joel McNeil pulled out his big roll of paper and he got the blueprint. He got the document, size, angle, all of that, right? Then what Joel McNeil did was he took his materials, he found the materials for it, and he made the desk. He put it together at the exact dimensions that he saw in his mind and drew on that paper. And then Joel McNeil sold it to me. That's not what happened. And that's actually pretty slow, if you ask me. We know that ain't what happened. What happened is that user 276789110 logged into their computer, designed a desk. It got sent over to the factory and it got printed. It got made, fabricated. That's it. The processing on that is tremendous. So now that I have that power in the palm of my hand, is AI? Hey, you a hater, doc. You's a hater. Look at this nice graphic that was made. I put in the information for this. I corrected. I spot checked that. I actually adjusted the lighting for it. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately, most importantly, I spent my time working on the computer in order to give that beautiful image. Well, to get that beautiful image. Let me show y'all one more. Let's do Eli's. Look at this. This is good. This is what it should be. This is how it should be. Let me show y'all a little bit more. Bigger. A little bit bigger. Look at that. On the computer. So now you tell me one business, one company, one person walking this earth right now and living the way that we live, not using a computer to do, to create, to make something within this reality. Hands down, it's efficient, it works. And so I'm just here on this Tech Tuesday to kick the stigmatism of staying at home working on the computer. You just be on that computer all day. Yeah, and my life is great. I love it. Anybody who don't love theirs, you might need to get you a computer. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let's go back to YouTube real quick. We'll watch another video before we get up out of here. Before I get off y'all nerves for the day. I had to say all that though, because it's like, bruh. We still in this? All right, here we go. Benefits of computers. Hey, they got a nice, quick, simple video too. Let's watch this one. I don't care about the music. I wish they was talking. A computer is a machine. It is an electronic machine. It works with the help. Who did this? A third grader? Third grader? You know what? That is a very good point though. This is a personal computer. We also call it a PC. It remembers a lot of things. The different types of PCs are right. It do. Your computer ain't gonna forget unless the file get corrupted or it get knocked over or somebody smash it. Tower casing computer. Okay. Desktop computer, okay. Laptop computers. Computer is a smart machine. Computer is fast. Yeah, somebody in like a kid did this. Computer does not get tired. Oh, I'm done. We ain't going no further. Computer is our friend. What? I'll box a computer. Ain't my friend. You here to work.
Computers
you here
have
to
become
work.
an integral.
Hey, every one of these computers in the room, listen up. You here to work. If your fan go out, you ain't working hard enough. If you drop, get up. I'm gonna turn you back on. You better work. Cause I love you for it. I love you, computers. Anyway.
Daily life and offer a wide range of benefits that impact various aspects of our lives. Here are some key benefits of computers in daily life. Communication. Computers facilitate instant communication through email, messaging apps, social media, and video conferencing, connecting people globally in real time. Information access. The internet, accessed through computers, provides an extensive repository of information on a wide array of topics, enabling users to gather knowledge, research, and learn about virtually anything. Education. Computers are powerful tools for education, offering online courses, tutorials, and educational software that enhance learning experiences and make education more accessible. Work and productivity. Computers streamline work processes, allowing for efficient document creation, data analysis, project management, and collaboration through various software applications. Entertainment. Computers offer entertainment options such as streaming movies, music, playing games, and reading ebooks, providing a plethora of leisure activities. Healthcare. Computers are used in medical research, diagnostics, and patient record management, leading to improved healthcare delivery, accurate diagnoses, and effective treatment plans. Online shopping. E-commerce platforms powered by computers provide the convenience of online shopping, enabling users to purchase products and services from the comfort of their homes. Social networking. Computers connect people worldwide through social media platforms, helping individuals stay in touch with friends, family, and colleagues regardless of geographical distances. Creative expression. Computers support artistic and creative endeavors, offering tools for graphic design, music composition, video editing, and digital art. Automation. Computers enable automation of tasks in various industries, enhancing efficiency and reducing human error. This includes manufacturing, logistics, and even home automation. Financial management. Computers are essential for online banking, budgeting, tax filing, and financial planning, making personal finance management more accessible and efficient. Research aid.
See, it make it so you can do everything. All right, so I ain't gonna beat it down no more. All I really wanted to accomplish with this video is just to show that this is where it's at. You know, I feel a lot of pressure sometimes just from trying to do my thing. You know, I've been good with it. I've had a passion for using the computer and the way that I do with music production, graphic design, social media creation, marketing creation, all of that type of stuff. I've been like this all my life, and for me, I see the newer generation that comes up, like my children, and they really love like the video games and those types of things, just like I do. So I don't think that it's a bad thing. And when it becomes a bad thing, we're gonna go read a book. We're gonna go draw pictures and get back to the original computer that's in here and strengthen it and learn about it. So with that being said, I think we might, if I can remember, we'll have a nice theme for next week as far as the computer goes, because I really want to stay on the digital side of things. Just the way that we look at our life right now, you can't see it without having your computer in your pocket. So this has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I know we still got 10 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is, for the next 3 minutes, we're just going to look at computers. And then we're going to get up out of it for the day.
The history of the computer dates back to the 1800s, when many scientists began to develop various computing machines. However, the modern computer was developed in 1930s, when Konrad Zuse created the first programmable computer, the Z1, which could do additions and subtractions very quickly. In 1941, he created the Z3, known as the world's oldest digital computer. Unfortunately, the computer was destroyed during World War II, but later in 1950, Konrad Zuse used the Z4, the world's first commercial digital computer. Another important moment in history and evolution of the computer was also in 1941, when J.V. Atanasov, a physics and math teacher, and his student Clifford Berry designed a computer that could solve 29 equations simultaneously. However, Atanasov-Berry computer was the first computer capable of storing data in its memory. In 1944, the Harvard Mark I Colossus was inaugurated, a huge computer that occupies an entire room. It was used during World War II to break the complex Lorenz ciphers used by the Nazis. Colossus offered immediate solutions, and it's believed that it significantly shortened the duration of the war. Another computer that stood out at the time was ENIAC, created by John Mauchly and Presper Eckert. The computer was created for ballistic analysis used by the military during World War II. ENIAC occupied a room of 1,500 square meters, weighing 30 tons, and had 6,000 switches and 18,000 vacuum tubes. A few years later, the two built UNIVAC, the first commercial computer for business and government applications. Another important step in the evolution of computers was the time when transistors replaced vacuum tubes. Thus, in 1953, the first prototype computer with transistors was created, Manchester TC. In 1953, Grace Hopper developed the first computer language called COBOL. At the same time, IBM created its first computer called IBM 701. In the early 1960s, IBM launched the 7000 series of mainframe computers that used transistors. The 7030 model, also called Stretch, was part of this series, with 9 such computers being sold to scientific laboratories. The technologies used for this computer led to the development of the IBM 360, IBM's most successful series of computers. Slowly, the evolution of the computer was approaching what we know today to be. In 1965, Program 101 was the first desktop computer sold to general public. It cost $3,200, was the size of a typewriter, had 37 keys, and a built-in printer. At the same time, the world's first 16-bit commercial microcomputer, the DDP-116, was developed and sold for $28,500. The year 1970 is marked by Intel, which launches Intel 1103, the first dynamic access memory chip, DRAM. A year later, IBM invented the floppy disk, which allows data to be shared between computers. Now, who hasn't heard of Altair 8800? It was launched.
That's 1975. We up to 1975, y'all. I'm about to get out of here, but
in 1975 and used the basic programming language developed by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Altair 8800 was a very popular computer, being the model that invented the term personal computer. In 1976, Apple appeared on the computer market with the Apple I, the first computer with a single circuit board and ROM. to which you had to add a keyboard, a power supply, and a case. A year later, they launched Apple II, which was a great success. It was an 8-bit computer and came with a switching power supply, keyboard case, manual, game paddles, and a box containing the Breakout game.
Yeah, so I like watching this. I think I'm gonna go into some deep history dives in technology, because it really make me feel good to know that I didn't have to do any of it. I was just born and it was already here. So this has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. Thank y'all for kicking it with me today on another Tech Tuesday. Don't forget, if you like this video, drop a comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe, follow, something of the sort. Tell me I ain't got no sound, something. You know what I'm saying? I sent out enough text messages, and so it's okay. Y'all will catch up. Once again, don't leave before the song. I'm gonna give y'all a nice one. Y'all get ready to go on this walk. We going as soon as I'm done. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, and y'all can say it with me now. This is DGTA TV. Peace.
Strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. Not long ago, Albert Schweitzer, the great doctor and Nobel Prize winner, was being interviewed in London, and a reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with men today?" The great doctor was silent a moment, and then he said, "Men simply don't think." And it's about this that I want to talk with you. We live today in a golden age. This is an era that man has looked forward, dreamed of, and worked toward for thousands of years. But since it's here, we pretty well take it for granted. We in America are particularly fortunate to live in the richest land that ever existed on the face of the earth, a land of abundant opportunity for everyone. But do you know what happens? I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. In the world. In the world. Let's take 100 men who start even at the age of 25. Do you have any idea what will happen to those men by the time they're 65? These 100 men who all start even at the age of 25 believe they're going to be successful. If you asked any one of these men if he wanted to be a success, he'd tell you that he did. And you'd notice that he was eager toward life. That there was a certain sparkle to his eye, an erectness to his carriage, and life seemed like a pretty interesting adventure to him. But by the time they're 65, 1 will be rich. 4 will be financially independent. 5 will still be working. 54 will be broke. Now think a moment. Out of the 100, only 5 make the grade. Why do so many fail? What has happened to the sparkle that was there when they were 25? What's become of the dreams, the hopes, the plans? And why is there such a large disparity between what these men intended to do and what they actually accomplished? I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world.